Lucky Lefty Podcast, Onora Boys in the building, brought to you by Onora Whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. It's that premium American whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. If you're going to drink left, you got to make sure that you do it
responsibly.
Let's get it. Lucky Lefty, Malik ZAIRE, the original Lucky Lefty himself, SD2 mics, brought to you by Onora Whiskey. Tap in, YouTube, make sure you subscribe, hit that thumbs up, leave your comments, questions, we respond to all. Patreon.com/Lucky Lefty Network, Lucky Legends Podcast, Players Only Podcast. You already know we are the home of the misguided passion, and we are forever committed to making sure we spin it different. I learned something today, Left. I'm very observant. I'm in a zone right now, dude. Man, I'm in a zone, bro. I'm very observant. I understand why Marcus Freeman is doing what he's doing. And what I mean by that is like all off season, as soon as the season was over, Left, I was on this podcast saying, man, please give us access. This is the most important quarterback competition in a decade at Notre Dame. Like, please give us access. And then when the schedule came out, I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. But now I understand. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Of course, we're going to talk about the first practice, but then we're going to talk about Marcus Freeman. We're going to take up and deal with half of his press conference, and we'll deal with the second half tomorrow because he gave us a lot, pretty much 30 minutes worth. We don't have all the time in the world to deal with that tonight because just dealing with what we were able to get from him in the first half is enough to cover pretty much 2 hours if we really locked into it. But leave your comments, your GTB questions, your super chats, put them in. We'll get to them immediately. I'm very interested, because I'm sure you guys have watched other media content creators, seen their posts, seen the videos on social media. I put out a cryptic tweet on purpose around 4 o'clock Left. I don't know if you saw it. I put out a cryptic tweet on X that simply said, oh, it's 3? Oh, it's 3? Yeah, I'm going to explain that too. Oh, you mean it's 3? Oh, okay. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. But go ahead. How are you feeling today?
Horka, man. You got it. Tyler Horka.
No, I do. I ain't saying.
He's out there. I'm saying it.
I see. It's not me. I haven't said a word.
Biased. He's being biased. He out there just. I don't know if he's.
Everybody is entitled to their opinion. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. I have no problems with anyone feeling the way that they feel. We put out the LL poll question on purpose about 2 weeks ago. 52% said one quarterback. Overwhelmingly, 52% said one quarterback. So, before I get into the practice report, Left, let me go ahead and tell you what I mean. I understand why Marcus Freeman is doing what he's doing. It's actually very smart. It's very wise on this part. He probably talked to Coach Tress. You see, in these neck of the woods that we call Notre Dame land, as far as content, there is a tendency Left to focus on the stories. To focus on the stories. There are 2 stories in the Notre Dame quarterback room. There's only 2. There's only 2 stories in the Notre Dame quarterback room. The dude that's been here and that's been the backup getting his opportunity, and the prodigy. Those are the only 2 stories. And to be honest, Left, the vast majority, that's all they care about. That's all they care about. They don't want to talk about. They don't want to. You saw the angst. If you just go watch the reporting today, you saw the angst when they had to. They had no choice but to talk about the third. Oh, it's three. Oh, it's actually three quarterbacks in this competition. It's actually three, huh? Yeah, you can just feel it like it was like nails across the chalkboard. Like, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about him. We really don't want to because he's not a story. I mean, that's honest. That's honest evaluation. And I agree. He's not a story. Nothing sexy about him. Nothing really sexy about him. Late addition. They didn't recruit him and go after him hard. He called. It's really no story. There's no story at all left. The story is the prodigy and the hard worker.
Yeah.
That waited for his turn. The grizzled veteran. Those are the two stories. Those are the two clickbaits. It is what it is. Hey, I'm from this industry. I get it. I get it. But today,
they had to write about the third.
They had to talk about him. They had to talk about him. And it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because they would start to envision all the stories they were going to write. And now you might have to hit the brakes on all of that clickbait. You just might. Because what did I tell you, Left? See, I told you on this very podcast, stop reading a book by its cover. And I'm getting to my point. Marcus Freeman knows that if he gives too much access early on in this quarterback competition, that is going to be all types of narratives floating out there. It's going to be all types of narratives. Because people are going to watch the same practice and see 5 different things. And this person is going to report this. This person is going to report that. That person is going to report this. And Marcus Freeman is like, you know what? You can get a good look at these guys a week before the blue and gold game. Until then, drills and warm up. Because he's been around. He's been around. He knows the circle. He knows the cycle. He knows it. I think Marcus Freeman, very smart. Now, I'm not saying that's the only reason. But for this particular reason, I think it's very wise on the behalf of Marcus Freeman in the quarterback competition that the media doesn't have full access early on in this competition. I think it's very beneficial. I think it's beneficial because, players and young men would say, I don't read what people say. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. They do. Their families do, and their families call them and ask them, why is this being said? What's up with this? Yeah, it gets to them. So Marcus Freeman is kind of keeping that outside noise away from this competition to allow it to be as organic as it can be. I think that's a good thing, Left. I think that's a good thing, Left. I'm just about to be petty real quick. Hey, because you got your I know you got your Letterman jacket. Yeah. I know you got your other jacket. Yeah. You got your 8. You got one of your 8s.
I got an 8 jacket.
You got one of your 8 jerseys.
Do got an 8 jersey? Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying you might have to pull it out. You might have to pull it out.
Might have to. Yep.
You might have to pull it out. They don't want to talk about it.
No, they can't.
Because it's not a story. It's not a story. He's not a story. He's not. He's not. He's not.
I mean, he is a story.
He's not the story they want to talk. They want to report.
Oh, no.
He's not the story they want to report.
He's the story they need to be talking about. But we said that already, not only yesterday, but we've said this is how the natural order has to go. This is Kenny's window. We've spoken about the window for about 3 years. Kenny's poking his head through the window. This is do or die. CJ has nothing to lose, everything to gain. What's the pressure for CJ? The story would only be written in some sensational way. He jumps 2 guys ahead of him, starts after coming off an injury, just so I mean, he has nothing to lose. What does he lose? Oh, he's just taking another year to make sure his arm's okay. You know, don't want to just stress the elbow right away. You know, I mean, I can write the news for him. So he has everything ahead of him. Kenny, the quote unquote non-story guy, is the story. Because that's the natural order of how things have to go if Marcus Freeman wants to be able to certify and stamp his own quarterback, but also keep the good quarterback coming in the pipeline. You get a Noah Grubbs staying on track coming to Notre Dame when Kenny Minchie starts. Because the order and the years is still right. It's still right. And at the same time, once again, Kenny is the story because he called up there. Come on now. He called up there. He was prepared to take on the process, which at this point, the window of his time at Notre Dame has come a calling. Everything is just going to go the right way, provided he continue to do the things he's supposed to at the time he's supposed to be called, which is right now. Nobody knows it but me because I know what the window is. I've seen it. This is where you cha-ching, you have to cash in. Because like we said, you know what's behind you. If you get behind that, it's over with. It's over with. You might as well transfer. But right now, prime position. 2 years of prep. You've seen success. You've seen where we could get better. You know what you can do and amongst the group that's in the room with you. So now you got the confidence. Okay. They can't touch my jockstrap with this throwing and what we need. And he sees where the team needs to be next year. Got to be a throwing team. And he can run a little bit. He got a little something to him. He feel a little disrespected. You know? That's what it takes. You got to see to be a good Notre Dame quarterback. You got to taste that disrespected feeling. That's the any guy that's gotten disrespected at the quarterback position always has a great season, either coming out or second year. Every time. The disrespected guys always play better. And so Kenny sees the non-attention and the spotlight being shed, casted over him and in front of him and all around him, but not on him. But this is where you gain traction with the respect of the team.
But I like it that way, love. I love it that way. I love it. Yeah. Stay in the shit. Don't say nothing.
He don't have to say
a word. Don't say nothing. Don't say a word. Don't say a word. So let's get to it. That's my explanation. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what you're going to see. None of us really have true access. We're going to, people are going to be receiving word from practices, dropping little tidbits, but no one will have full access until towards. So I caution you. I don't care who it is, us, anybody else. I caution you to be careful about what you hear coming out of these practices when we won't have full access to really see what's done in the scrimmage, because they didn't have pass on today left. It was a beauty contest. And nobody's going in a beauty contest at quarterback, you're not beating 8. Nobody's in the room. Nobody in the room is beating 8, not in a beauty contest. He's the better runner. He's got the better arm. You're not beating him. So the true test is going to come when you have to add the mental to it. And those are the things that we really don't get to see. And we have to rely on what people call inside sources. So over the next few weeks, we'll relay those to you, little tidbits that we might hear. But as Jawan Sider said yesterday after Javion Osborne's visit, today was a good day for the entire room. For the entire room, it was a good day. CJ looked, dude, CJ is CJ. He's CJ. Steve, I will say this. What did I text you about Steve? Left. What did I text you about Steve? As soon as it was over, what did I text you? What did I say? And I love Steve and Jelly, bro. What did I say? What did I say? What did I tell you, Left? What did I tell you? I'll go ahead and say it. It's going to be hard, man. It's going to be hard.
Yeah, it's going to be hard.
It's a fair competition. But from my eyes, it's going to be hard.
But we knew it.
Them intangibles got to come to the forefront now, boy, for real. Your pre-snap read game better
That's what I said. Steve's got to play so big. He cannot be, because it's not a talent thing he's got over these guys. He's got to play big. It's got to be like, we believe with Steve. That's got to be his mantra all year. We believe with Steve. They got to feel Steve. He can't go in there like grandfather Steve and be like, oh, I've been here. No. Because your talent isn't. Because what's the thing about football? Talent just looks way sexier to play. It's just like, yeah, but he can run a 4.3. Yeah, but he can throw the ball. Have you Spencer Rattler? What did I say about Spencer Rattler? I said he's going to make it because he throws such a pretty football. It's just like ooh. And regardless of what he went through, he was still drafted, still played, still had an incredible college season.
Even after he took that beating from us in the bowl game.
Even after that. And it just so happened that he had somebody that was just more talented that took his spot. That was the only difference. He wasn't getting beaten out by nobody else. That's the funny part. Except the number one Heisman pick, all of that. That's what it took to beat Spencer. But it's just the sexier talent always wins, unless Steve has to understand that and say, okay, I have to win in this area. Something they can't and haven't done or seen or been there before. That's all he should focus on. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, y'all can spin it better. They gonna ooh and ah and all of this. But damn it, in situations that y'all haven't been in, that will be in practice, where it's third and this, and that's where he gotta be big. That's the only way he's gonna win. He ain't gonna win in 7-on. He ain't gonna win in drills. He's not gonna win in anything that he's grouped with those other guys where it's just a straight skill competition. He's just not gonna win. He may win some, but he's never gonna look the best. He's only gonna win when they're in team and they're in the scrimmages or game situations, and he pulls out experience that they are still having to learn. If he's 4 for 4 in the red zone with team, or he leads the team down in 2 minutes, or he's doing great versus the blitz period, and but he's not missing. That's the difference. He has to play that good, which would be the level of which would be a higher level of quarterback we'll get out of Steve if he's able to do that. But you can only hope so much for a guy. But that's what it would take in the mind of a coach or the mind of a guy like Marcus Freeman to be like, I'm not going to play the sexier talent. Because that's how football gamesman that you need to be when you have two guys that have more talent. We ain't just talking about the guy behind. The other guy is more talented than you throwing the football. And for what the team needs as well, which Marcus Freeman acknowledges, it's just kind of how it shakes out. And that's why I'm saying Steve's window last year was the important. And honestly, he did everything he could in the opportunities he got. Everything he could. Except throw a touchdown against Penn State. I think that would have gave him a little bit more. If he went down 6 for 6, 7 for 7, threw a touchdown and get in, okay, I'm looking at it different. Because now I'm like, oh, that's the moment that Marcus Freeman would remember going into spring. He'd be like, damn, Kenny and CJ look good, but Steve did go 7 for 7 in a touchdown against Penn State when we had to pull him out the back. That's a different respect.
See, Left, what I want the fans to do is I just want the fans to kind of just be even keel and just collect everything that you hear and don't allow yourself to be drawn into leaning one way or the other. Just collect everything. Just put it into your mental Rolodex. Just collect it. And then when things come out in the wash, now you can connect the dots. Now you can connect the dots. Because as much as I'm sitting up here saying, okay, you're going to have to talk about 8 now. Come on, man. No pads. No. First day. Beauty contest.
He's going to win. He's going to win the beauty contest.
He's definitely going to win the beauty contest. That's without question. But outside of that, nothing was decided today. It's really good news. I'm being serious. It was a great day for the Notre Dame quarterback room. Great day.
They all can spin it.
Absolutely amazing day for the Notre Dame quarterback room. Amazing. Amazing. They all can spin it. Even the freshmen can spin it. Get excited, man. Mike Denbrock's excited. I bet you Mike Denbrock went home like, okay. Yep. Let me pull out. I couldn't use this part of the playbook last year. Let me wipe the dust off.
I told you the playbook was magazine thick last year. Magazine thick. Now, matter of fact, it was comic book thick. Comic book thick. Now he get to bring out that almanac. That encyclopedia. That depth. That's what we finna see from a Denbrock. Now we get to see them Jaden Daniel play.
Right. Get the dust off. Get the dust off. Knock the dust off.
Yeah,
Coach Denbrock.
10 personnel.
Wait a minute. I don't know Coach Denbrock's wife's name, but I'm sure he got to the crib like, Hun, where's my? Do you know where I
put that? The super playbook.
Do you remember where I put that? I can't remember where I put it. I put it up last year.
The LSU bags. Yeah, check the. I think I left it in the. Yeah. Because this is the time. Facts. And I think he doesn't feel that not so much about one, but he feels like that about all of them. That, okay, I can get a drive where we just might have to thug it out through the air. I mean, look how fast Denbrock was able to switch modes. Once Riley, whatever happened, we had to insert a different guy. Look how fast he was able to switch mode. He went to just play after play after, like, he was itching. It just, and it's crazy because he was at the stage where he's like, this, if I'm Denbrock, I'm like, I've already proved the Heisman. My play stuff works. Now I'm on the national stage, championship game, and I can't bring it out. I can't bring it out. I can't show my offensive coordinating on a masterful level at the national championship game. I can't even bring it out because I already hit the the side mission, which is the hardest, is to have an offense capable of a Heisman quarterback. And I even dressed it up with 2 first-round receivers that are dominant even now in the league. So now I'm like, ooh, all I need to do is just, what did our guy from Baltimore do? I mean, Georgia do? The offensive coordinator that ended up going to Baltimore. Bobo or something, or what's his name?
Oh, you talking about oh man, the coach from what's his name? I know you're talking about.
Big time.
Monken.
Monken.
Yes.
Monken came through the ranks of Georgia, won
won 2 titles and bounced.
2 titles and bounced. But that's Denbrock's looking at the same thing. Monken had an excellent way what he did with Georgia. Now the defense was spectacular at that time too, but
Facts.
Monken made Stetson Bennett look like made Stetson Bennett Mr. Athens. Stetson Bennett had to do another thing in his life. He just got to live in Athens.
Did he graduate yet?
Doesn't matter. It took him about 8 years. They literally said a 7-year. It took you to graduate. Oh, the bachelor's? Come on now. But anyway, for Monken to be able to capitalize, that's what Denbrock was looking for. He's like, I can't even capitalize on the biggest stage to solidify myself as a top 3, top 4, top 2 offensive coordinator. That's solidified. If I display my offensive array, and he went in there with a comic book, because it was definitely comedy watching him struggle to makeshift something with a guy that's not as capable as what his offense is capable of. Now he's like, I got 4 guys that can do it. So he just happy as a pig in mud, because it's like, as much as he probably, I don't think he's necessarily, oh, this is my guy, I hope he wins. I think he's more like, okay, I can do this, or I can do this. But it's all 3 or more than what I did last year. So this is a great spot. But I think still, the important decision comes from Marcus Freeman, because this is an area where it's easy to do. Okay, if he doesn't work, we'll put the other guy in. If he don't work, we'll put the other guy in. That's easy for a defensive guy or defensive minded. Now he's head coach, but he's coming from a defensive set. So it's easy for him to be like, well, I do that with my linebackers. You cannot do that with the quarterbacks. He's got to tap into that loyalty that he was with these hired guns. I don't think his loyalty is the same for the room as it is for a hired gun. I think he was more loyal to what the situation for the hired guns were than I think what he will be for the quarterback room, where he's like, well, all these guys deserve a chance, so to speak. I don't think he should go in with that mindset. He should go in with the same mindset that he had with Sam and Riley. This is my dude. This is who we rocking with. And I don't see nobody else taking his place. That's the kind of commitment he needs to the quarterback in the room that he wants to ride with, because that will keep the natural order of things. If you start doing this not disloyal, but if he starts doing this quarterback by committee or quarterback by community, because all these guys are good and we can do all these different, and we can run the same. No, no, we cannot. No, this ain't your defense. No, we're not. Let the guy be the CEO or whatever he needs to be, because that way you can handle the room better. Because then you can keep that pecking order. If you got dudes snipping at your heels all the time, there's no continuity in the season that you need to be able to prepare each week collectively for the game. Because if you got to do like, shoot, all I needed him just fumble, just throw a pick, I'm gonna be right in. You're not collabing on how to win the game. It's like you put us in a position where we praying on the next man's downfall, Marcus Freeman. But I should be like, okay, he gonna rock with him for as long as it hell or high water. I'm gonna just, help him do better. You know what I mean? So that's what he can't do. But I do think it is a good opportunity for each guy to go out there and just really show what they got. You know what I mean? Just show what they got. Show what has been developed by Gino Gaduli, who has really had his hands on these guys particularly. And he got to see what, we paying him a lot. He got 3 years free. That's a nice deal. Not too many articles written about you. Not too much pressure. Nobody's calling for you in the media asking what's going on. But now you're going to get some more calls than usual, especially about this competition. Because you got the insight. You know these guys better than anybody on the coaching staff. So I think this is where Gino shines and helps Denbrock, make his decision on what their strengths and weaknesses are, right? And then come to Marcus Freeman and they be on the same accord to be like, this is who we want. Because if all three got different of guys who they want, it would never work. That's why this is so much importance on why the commitment to who you want as your quarterback is everything. All three, quarterback coach, coordinator, head coach, got to be on the same. This is who I want. Seriously, they can lie to the media, but in the office, they need to be succinct on who they want collectively. If Denbrock wants Kenny and Marcus Freeman wants CJ and Gino wants Steve, it don't matter who they put in there. It's not going to work. That's why all three, hell, even Pete Favacqua got to know who the quarterback going. He got to, because that's the highest it can go. That's, you talking about that trickle down. Because if we see not good quarterback play, I'm not blaming the room. Because me and you just went to practice today and said all three had a really good day. They all look capable. We don't have a talent issue in the quarterback room. Would you say that, SD2 Mics? Would you say we have a lack of talent in the quarterback room?
I would not say that.
Okay.
I would not.
So now if we see a lack of production, I cannot put it on a lack of talent in the room, because we are saying on the first day of spring practice, that quarterback room got the talent to do it, right or wrong. So that's why it's important that Gino Gaduli, Denbrock, Marcus Freeman, Pete Favacqua, hell, even give a call to Neil Ivey and say, this is our starting quarterback. We all agree, say aye. That's when you know, okay, this is the right decision.
Lucky Lefty podcast. O-line seems like Charles Jagasaw is going to be at right guard. Emil Wagner was not a full participant, so Gerby Lambert was working at right tackle. Joe Otting, of course, with Ashton Craig out, was at the center position. And so there you go. When you put Charles Jagasaw at the right guard, I fully expect Emil Wagner to be the starting right tackle unless something dramatic happens and he gets beat out, which I don't foresee. Maybe Emil Wagner is the left tackle, and he's
Jagasaw was left tackle last game, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he'll probably stay. He should stay.
Yeah, Styles Prescott, got the reps at left tackle.
We got some dudes, man.
You got depth. You definitely have depth. That's
depth.
not the issue. But like I said this before, there's plenty of opportunity for people if Jagasaw is your left tackle. Once you move him to guard and Billy Schrauff is the other guard, and in the center position is pretty much Auding or Craig. Emil Wagner is one of the tackles. Then okay, where's Derby Lambert going? Is he taking the right tackle job? Where's Anthony Knapp going now? It's going to be very interesting, bro. It's going to be very interesting.
And also, you got to think about the thing that we've proved as an offensive line, where we are evolutionized to, is that the starters that may even be suggested as the starters, we can make it through a season mixing it up. We have made it to the national championship mixing up the starting lineup. The starters from the first game have less than 5 starts as a unit in the whole season. That's the biggest plus about our offensive line, is that even with starters missing and mismatch and all different guys in and out of the lineup through injury or whatever, guys that were started at right tackle playing left guard, or right guard and playing left tackle, we can mismatch our starting lineup with the depth and the talent that we have in the offensive line and still be really good. So that's the biggest positive, is that yes, we may be who's going to do this now, who's going to do this now, who got reps here now. But in the season, we like all the guys are prepared for all spots, except maybe the center position. That's specific. But all other spots can be interchangeable. That's the best part. Notre Dame fans, all the line spots are interchangeable. So whether Charles Jagasaw plays the left guard, but Billy Schroff has the right guard, in the season, Charles Jagasaw may play left tackle. Would it make a difference on his production? He's proven that it doesn't. In fact, he got better in the Ohio State game at left tackle. So that's the hope that we can do and have for this offensive line, and that's great for a quarterback who in his first year knows that even if a guy goes down, we can rotate, shift, replace, move, and put a guy in there and still be secure. That's a really huge confidence booster for a first-year starter, especially one that has the ability to throw and run. He can get it into a groove when you're not just getting killed out the gate. You know what I mean? Nothing's harder for a first-year starter when you don't have protection, because it's hard enough to get the game speed with your reads, and that's a whole process. But when you're going through that process and then getting killed, that's where guys, sometimes don't make it out of that season. Whole career can be shot, because that's a tough thing to deal with. As a quarterback, it's hard enough, and it's the dream, you think you Tom Brady and making all these reads. But if you ain't got no protection and it's your first year, Lord have mercy. It's literally the thing that can kill a quarterback's whole. You've seen it. It happens in the league all the time. But in college football, it happens, it can happen. Nowadays, these guys are talented and things, offensive changes. But you really see the NFL. Because one, the league's hard. And two, protection is different. You got some monsters in the league. In college football, not having protection is still tough. You 17 getting tore up. Remember, DeAndre Francois was never the same after that season. Took 97,000 hits. Right? So we know that our quarterback is going to stay primarily healthy. Now, I think the Miami game would be, a good challenge. But I even think that we've handled Ohio State's defensive line marginally better than the other teams they played. I mean, so if we can handle that, we can handle most defensive lines out there. And we'll be ready for that challenge, which I think it just adds to why we're foundationally a 9 to 10 win game team still, regardless of quarterback. but there's a big emphasis on the quarterback because we made it to the championship, because that was the missing piece, because we know with a passing game we'll be even better, because we know the offense has to lead from the front. It's a prime position for a first-year starter as well. I mean, it's a great spot to roll into. Use all other places. I'd rather be there than Tulsa or there in, one of these other places because I know I got a line. I got a line. I got time to see if we got receivers. What a luxury. So I think it's all pointing towards good signs. I just hope we don't get no call from upstairs being like, we gotta do this. And then, and it throw everything off, and then we like, damn, we can't get right, so as long as Marcus Freeman got that control, we in a good spot.
Lucky Lefty podcast. So, Left, like I said, beauty contest, man. Notre Dame's big and fast. And okay, that's they're big and they're fast. They're much bigger and much faster than they have ever been in a long time. Much bigger and much faster. It's good to see Jason Onye up 15 pounds, I think 17 pounds. Both of the transfer defensive tackles look good. Wide receivers are fast. Like somebody asked us about Cam Williams. This is something else I want to say, man. Like, you realize he's still a freshman, right? This is literally his first academic year. And people are like, question, what happened to Cam Williams? He is in his second semester as a freshman. KK stay healthy. If he stays healthy, he's going to be fine. People put it out there. Micah Gilbert walked off before the drills. Don't want to talk about it too much. You get in trouble that way. But yeah, man, Notre Dame is stacked. That's what I can tell you. This team is stacked.
I agree.
Stacked. Manfremo, Jadon, dude. Jadon Blair looks like a little Sean Taylor, bro. I'm talking about stature. I'm not talking about play. You see a true freshman 6'5", 220 that can run.
It looked crazy, huh?
That looks crazy. First of all, it looks crazy with a gold helmet on.
I thought Adon looked crazy in person because he kind of big.
Nah, bro. It's like
this dude 6'5" running.
6'5" running. My man on special teams, like left. Look, man. Look. It was a beauty pageant today. They look darn good. That's all I'm saying. They look darn good.
Jadon
man
running.
Hey. So y'all, hit me up with some questions. Because I'm not. It's the first practice. It's a beauty pageant. I'm not about to come out with all these expletives, and it was a beauty pageant, man. I didn't learn anything that I pretty much feel like I didn't know. I knew there was talent in the wide receiver room. I knew the O-line was deep, and they have depth coming in with the freshman class. Eli Raritan, what we say the other day, they just need to stay healthy. The tight ends need to stay healthy, man. Tight ends need to stay healthy.
It's like it'll take a tight end to have a bad, going or whatever in the season for me. Because they got a lot of like the offensive line credit. Like I just don't see them having an issue like they had with other spots.
Newt Rockney, it's been a long day. I'm gonna need you to relax, man, because sometimes you go off the rails. I need you to relax and just enjoy the show tonight. I gotta my trigger finger is, just relax. Thank you. Go ahead, Left. That's my guy, man. But sometimes he likes to have fun and he takes the conversation left and right. Just Just enjoy. Like I said, 6'5", 220 at safety. We haven't seen that.
Yeah, no, that's not 4'7"
No.
at 5'11" like DJ.
No. We haven't seen that. We haven't seen that. That's all I'm saying.
That's a big dude. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
The safety?
Man. The dude was playing wide receiver in bowl prep, left.
No, I don't care about that. 6'5" at safety is way more impressive.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just saying that shows you he can run.
Oh, yeah.
He was literally the Jeremiah Smith look. Like, we're giving you the Jeremiah Smith look.
Oh, okay.
That's as close as it's going to get.
Yeah,
6'5", 220 that can run.
Damn. Yes.
Yeah. Let's say that. This is what I'm saying, man. This team looks the part. We know they can play. We just watch them play. Expectations are what they are. Will they respond to the expectations we get to see? But I love it. I didn't like it initially that we're not being given more access early on, but I get it. I really do. Because it helps Marcus Freeman get his team recalibrated without having to worry about all the flashing lights early on. He can control the narrative. He can control the focus. And I like it. Because the truth of the matter is, I don't care if I get one full practice. As long as they get to the playoffs, I'm not even going to be thinking about how many full practices I got to watch during the spring. I could care less. Just get to the playoffs, baby, and win. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, all this,
we want to be able to share information with the fans. That's why we do it. We want to be able to share information with the fans. I want more access to be able to talk to the fans, to come on here and enjoy being a part of this season, this upcoming season. That's it. Talent. What's the key word for today? Hella talent. Talent. All over the place. Dude. Remember I told you, you laughed at me. See, Left, I'm an innovator, Left.
Okay.
I'm an innovator. Because remember, Left, who was the first one after the first practice 2 years ago to hit you and say, 8 has the best arm in the building already?
Oh, yeah. That was 2 years ago?
That was me, right?
That was you.
That was me, right? Who was it last year that hit you after the first practice and was like, this dude, Keedron Young, is built like a tank? Like that. I've never seen a freshman running back like this. This dude's built different. So now it's real funny to hear everybody else now, like after today's practice, like, oh, that guy Keedron Young. I'm like, he was like that last year. He's just more monstrous. Shout out to Jabron Payne being back, 10.5 months out from the ACL. Good to see him. Fantastic, man. It was a great day. It was just a really great day. Javion Osborne checked out practice. He was there for a second day. Joey O'Brien was in town, defensive back from Pennsylvania, 4-star. It's a great day. It's a great day. Fantastic day. The best duo at defensive back. That doing Christian Gray and Leonard Moore things, dog. Just being the best. Just being the best. Just being the best. That's all, man. That's all. Bryce Young still a monster. Logan Thomas still fast in a mug. They're just talented, man. And now you got to throw Madden for Rainbow in that linebacker room? What? You mean we got another super fast, super athletic linebacker coming in? And Left, Christopher Burgess doesn't get here until the fall. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, and I forgot him, man. We was ready for him.
That monster doesn't get here until the fall. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a very talented football team. and they look like it. That's it. They're big, they're fast, they're deep. That's it. Safety's going to be interesting with Strowman being out, Minich, Talent, Urlacher. It's going to be fun to watch. Bronte Johnson, it's good to see him healthy, moving around. Creed Thomas. You talked about how good he was his last year out there, Arizona. It's a talented football team, love. This is how you know things have changed. Anytime you heard about a talented freshman in Notre Dame, the expectation is we got to play him. We got to play him. We got to play him. Now, especially defensively, you hear about a freshman, you're like, we'll let him marinate. Let him marinate. If we get some injuries and we have to play him, cool. At least we know he can rock out. But just, let him marinate.
I agree with that.
Let Creed Thomas marinate. Let him marinate.
Yeah, we are not in a rush.
You know what? Let Jadon Blair just be a monster on special teams. Let him marinate. Let him marinate. See, it was the same thing they were going to do. They were going to do the same thing with Bryce until all the injuries took place at defensive end. Then he started getting more tick because there was a need. But before Botello and Traore got injured, Bryce Young was going to be who he was, a stalwart on special teams, racket, just him and Logan Thomas, wrecking havoc. That's what they were going to do all year. Things changed because of injury. Notre Dame is that type of program now, man, with your best talent as true freshmen come in. Mon-Fri, man, marinate, my brother. It's a lot of linebackers in front of you. I know you're talented. I know you're super fast and athletic. But go ahead and marinate. Wait for your turn. But when that window opens, as Left says, when that window opens at Notre Dame, you better jump through it.
Yep. You gotta jump through it. Yeah.
You gotta jump through it. Man. Lucky Lefty podcast. Somebody just asked if you missed Coach Kelly. I don't know if that was a serious question.
No, I mean, Coach Kelly's Coach Kelly, man. I think he's just good for business. So if you need a program that get afloat, that's the guy that you want to hire on your boat.
You sound like a politician. You need a float on your boat. Richard Head, thank you for the question. SD, does the nickel transfer from Alabama, how does the nickel transfer from Alabama look? Good replacement for Clark. It's a Mike Mickens selection.
Yeah. Mike Mickens, man. If he picked him,
hey, man.
If Mike Mickens pick him,
if Mike Mickens picked out your date on a double date, just get excited. Even if it's a blind date.
Get excited.
Get excited.
Your boy gonna come through. Just what you're looking for. Just knows exactly what you like.
Mike Mickens knows how to pick him.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that. Matter of fact, we're going to hear from Marcus Freeman talking about that. So you don't have to take my word. Wait to hear from Marcus Freeman coming up. Mm-hmm. He can sure pick him. Lucky Lefty podcast. And we come back, we'll hear from Marcus Freeman on the first day of spring practice. He talks about the defense, Chris Ash, the quarterbacks, and so much more. Lucky Lefty podcast. We'll be right back.
This is the fastest I've ever felt. So I'm always gonna feel the most confident in my speed. More than anything, I feel most confident in kind of my release packages more so now than the past.
What's up, family? The merch shop is finally here. Lucky Lefty Network merch shop. We got it all. From the shirts to the hoodies to the hats to the nitty gritties. Come here right now. Shop with us. Come get the swag because if anything else, we spin it different. You see the gritty. You see how we get down. It's elite.
You wrap me up in
Lucky Lefty podcast. SD2 mics. Malik ZAIRE. The original Lucky Lefty. We're back at you. Second half of the show. Marcus Freeman on tap. Before we started the show, we had to push it back because I had to do something with I had to pick the missus up. That's why we started about an hour later than normal. We'll be back with you tomorrow.
Records don't got the driver yet.
What you say?
SD Records don't got the driver yet. That's a part of the.
No, we make it deals. We make it deals.
Okay, I'm about to say that's part of the services.
Deals. You know what I'm saying?
We got the driver.
You saw the performance on Monday night.
That's right.
You saw the performance. Kelsey looked right at her and said, "You a star.
Hey.
You a star."
Hey, where's the marketing? Where's the marketing at?
I'm getting ready to be bi-coastal, baby. You know what I mean? Bi-coastal.
As soon as you said that, you went straight to Zillow.
I'm have to move the LL Studios out there off Wilshire.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're going to be next to Motown.
Oh, we're going to do it, right? You're gonna be Capital Records. You know what I'm saying?
SD Records is coming west. I'm telling you. As soon as she said she a star, you went straight to Zillow. Let me go ahead.
Man.
Check out.
Yeah, you did. Super chat. ND559 Louis. Thank you so much. He says, thank you guys for doing the show at this time. Greatly appreciate it. Louis or Luis, whichever one it is, we appreciate you so very much. Get your super chats, GTB questions. Yeah, I'm in. All right, Lef, you ready to hear from Marcus Freeman?
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and hear from Marcus Freeman himself. What should I start out with, Lef? Let me see here. Now, before we talk about that, Lef, before we get to the videos, let me know what it is that you expect Marcus Freeman, how he should impact this team with what we talked about as far as keeping them focused, coming off that long run and keeping them locked in and focus on the task at hand that is the upcoming season.
Well, I just think it's more about his consistency and energy and every day, how he comes out. And his management of the team, I think that's what gains the respect so much of your head coaches. His management of the roster and how he handles the depth chart is, once it's shown proven, guys can really believe, okay, if Marcus Freeman got you starting, he knows what he's talking about. He's got the best in the position. If he can do that with all his talent that we have, like you say, then that's going to gain the trust of the team to be able to execute at his highest, right? Because there's goals to set. If Marcus Freeman names you the starter, you know that you've earned it. And as long as he continues to have that respectability of his roster decisions aren't based on anything other than the merit, especially when it's getting so 1A, 1B. Now, he's not going to get it right all the time, but, when you got guys like Mike Mickens that's just Midas touching everything right now.
Yeah.
That cachet builds up. And this was something that Nick Saban had. Nick Saban and Urban Meyer, if he got you starting, you a different type of player. You can't find a Zeke, Percy Harvin, Aaron Hernandez, Mike Thomas. You got some dudes now, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
When Marcus Freeman gets that credit, Nick Saban got that credit too. Throw out a Derrick Henry, Julio Jones. Hightower, Mark Ingram, you do all that. That's where you get that. Oh, you can maintain a dynasty that way. When you TCU, you know how TCU had a great year. Can't manage the roster at the head coach, you jump back in that average pool. So Marcus Freeman's in the free falls. He's gonna fall back to that average pool and have a dip in his season. That's what happened to Kelly. Kelly had a superstar 2012 roster, what we thought. And then you're taking dips back into the depths of nothingness because the dynasty coaches, especially after success, knows how to manage the roster because you're going to have excess of talent well enough to be able to sustain that same success, even if it's not a championship, but you're going every year. You know, one of them type of things. That's the difference.
By the way, did you hear? I'm excited about the Leon and Wanda spinoff, bro, that's coming.
The Leon and what?
The Leon and Wanda Snowfall spinoff.
Oh, yeah, but I wonder what it's going to be based, like what was going on in the early 90s?
Well, you know, go watch the last episode. I know exactly where it's going to start off at. I knew exactly.
In Chicago. You know.
He's going to come back. What are you talking about? Well, you're such a hater, bro. You're such a hater, bro. You're such a hater. Lucky Lefty podcast, man. Marcus Freeman, the spring game, will it be around?
Spring practice and Howard game.
The game
Yeah, okay.
and the way you do practices.
We moved spring back. I think when I first put our spring practice calendar, it was last year sometime, right? And we decided when the spring game was going to be. So I decided after the season we had to move spring practice, start of spring practice back about 2 weeks. And the reality is I did not want to cheat the strength and conditioning phase of the development phase of our team. I think it's really important. And there was a integration of different guys based on the amount of plays they played last year in terms of when they started that strength conditioning phase. And so that's why I decided to push it back 2 weeks to get started. And we will have a spring game. It will be a version of a spring game. Again, it's important to me is to use that as an opportunity, one, to let our players, yes, perform in front of our fans, but two, it's a chance to really integrate our community and our fans with this football program. I think that's so important to me, is to give the opportunity to fans that maybe typically don't get the opportunity to come to a Notre Dame game, or if they do, to give them another opportunity to come and engage with our players. I don't want to take away from that. There's a lot of pros and cons for each decision, but that went into my decision of keeping our spring game, was that I want to use this opportunity for our team and our football program to make sure that
They're not getting rid of the spring game. It's too much money that comes down the South End.
First, I think that pullover, I need it.
Somebody else said that in the chat.
Yeah, that
He
pullover.
said you needed love.
That's how I wear it every day. Yeah,
Bring it here.
It was
Bring it here.
too much. Yeah, that was Under Armour.
See, I feel like, you know what, man? What's up? Who is the alum that needs to make sure that all recruits and all former Notre Dame players get care packages? See, Phil Knight owns Nike, so that's the hookup.
They do it for all the guys in the head equipment manager sends the packages of gear to guys that are in the league currently from learning.
I don't know. Forget in the league. I'm talking about everybody, dude. They got enough money to hit everybody, break up everybody off a piece, even if they do it in tiers. You can't get a hoodie left. You can't get a sweater.
Even being an alumni from the school itself, you get a blanket after 15 years or something crazy.
Did you say a blanket, bro? I'm done. Super chat.
Oh, man.
When is the Zoom call in? Let's keep it 100. I told y'all, man. You see, Y'all talk to Newt Rockney. See, it's people like Newt Rockney that scare me about the Zoom call-in show. There's just certain cats I'm like, I don't know. I'm just teasing with you, Newt, but I just don't know. A certain cats, I don't know if I can trust them with my YouTube page.
Yeah. Coach Big, by the way, is absolutely right. Marcus Freeman has no control over the spring game decision. Absolutely.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's a money. No.
I
said that weeks ago.
You're not involved in that. No. You better.
No.
But I think it's funny because one,
they passed that collection plate around that weekend.
Yeah, they're like, whoa. You know, that's the church money now. That's church money. You messed up. But the other thing too is like, I like that the only thing he did have control of, they basically told him like, look, we're having this game, so if you want to rest your guys and help you guys, all that, you can take 2 weeks off, but that date is already set. I don't know why you thought, but I think it's good though. He finds a way to after a 16-game season, let the guys get another 2 weeks to kind of get their bearings, and because he knows there's no way Marcus Freeman is he had to have taken a vacation at some point, because I mean he literally was working every day.
He actually literally said today, somebody asked him, when did you move on from last season? He said today. Yeah, like it was still he was still carrying that national championship game. Because like you said, Left, he was like, we should have beat them dudes. This is the second year in a row I should have beat these dudes. And like I had to figure it out. Like that's my mountain. I had to figure out how to climb that Ohio State mountain, which is double pain for him being in Ohio State alone.
It's a program thing. It's not just Marcus Freeman, but
it's not. But he said it today. He's still carrying that. Now he gets to recalibrate, and he talked about recalibrating his squad and getting them ready for the 2025 season.
You take off one hat and put on another, and I mean that's the reality of the profession of a coach, but a head coach is that you don't have much time to recalibrate. You got to move to the next thing, and we've been obviously really busy from the end of the season till the first day of spring ball. But it's understanding what things you need to address on that day, and the ability to direct your attention to those things that need to be addressed. And so I'm recalibrated enough, ready to go. I'm excited for spring practice.
When were you ready for spring? Like, okay, I've put 2024 behind me, and it's 2025 from here on out.
Today. There's just been a lot of stuff to do and handle from, as you said, the end of spring game. I mean, the end of season till now. And so, you have to plan for spring weeks or months ago, but the reality is I really didn't focus on the practice until we got out there today. And so it was good to be out there and really to turn all your attention to actually practice.
Okay. You got a darn good team, sir. That's all I'll say. You got a darn good team. That helped you recalibrate. I guarantee you. He looked out on the field and was like, okay, I'm ready. Yeah, I'm motivated again. Like, yeah, having a good product will do that for you. Like, you know what? All right. Yeah, I get to coach these dudes this year. Let's go. Let's absolutely go. Gino, what's good? Gino said he's trying to get me out there to Arizona. Man, I promise you I'm coming out there. My mom and my brother just left from out there like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, my godson, he graduated from college.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
University of Phoenix. So they were out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my mom loves it. And my mom, she's starting to pay back up now, Left. I gotta tell you this funny story, dude. So we went to lunch the other week, right? So we walk in, and so I'm standing there, we're waiting for a table, man. These dudes at the bar eyeballing my mom, dog. You know what I'm saying? And
Jeez Louise.
I don't care if Pops isn't here, dog. Like,
we're not doing that.
No, we're not doing that, dog.
No.
We're not doing that. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. But she already has a trip scheduled for. She hit me today, like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to New Orleans in April." I'm like, "Oh, you out here? Okay, okay." Gino, like Lev said, the swag boxes are hitting off with the NFL guys. Another super chat. Okay, understanding that, but why not a call and show, boss man? Once again, I just explained, and New Rockney said yes, he agreed. Like, no, I am not chancing. No, I have to make sure I have cough buttons, all types of things in order, because I just don't know. I don't trust cats. There's some vengeful people out there that will call in and say some of the craziest stuff.
They probably,
Just to be spiteful, because they do it anyway, just in the comments. So, nah. Thank you for your prayers, though. I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. I go for my 2-year scan next month, Left.
Damn, it's been 2 years. Wow.
Yeah.
Man, time will pass on you, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
God is good. God is good, man. Yeah. You already know. Yeah. But Marcus Freeman, sir, yeah, I'm sure you like what you saw today. I'm sure you're, man, really motivated to coach this squad, because I would. All right, this is what you guys are all waiting for. What's up with this quarterback competition between Steve Angeli?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's a perfect science that I'm able to tell you right now that this is exactly how we're going to do it. But the general, the theme of it is they're all going to get reps with the ones. They're all going to get reps that we split. And talking Kenny, Steve, and CJ. They're going to split reps. And each day could be different, but it's important for us to communicate with them beforehand. And no matter if they like what group they're going with or not, which it shouldn't matter, that we're upfront and honest with them, and then we give them feedback after each practice. And we'll name a starter when a starter clearly, shows that he's the best quarterback. I don't want to put a timetable on it, and I refuse to do that because to me, it's gonna, if you don't have a decision made by then, it's going to frustrate you. And there's no need to put a timetable on it. Let those guys compete. And when a starter is determined, we're going to announce it. But again, I'm excited. I truly love competition. I think it's going to make all three of those guys better. This is probably the first, it is the first true competition with three guys, that I've been a part of. But I mean, I think it's going to be a fair competition. I know it's going to be a fair competition. And I'm really excited for and looking forward to, seeing how everyone in that room enhances, but also at some point, somebody's going to be named a starter.
I can already see your face. I already knew your face. Look, let me start, then I'm going to let you go. I will say I'd like the second half. In the second half of that, right around a minute mark, because I do think the competition has already made all three better. Because I think even in the middle of last year, they all knew this day was coming.
Yes.
They were like, okay, when Riley gets up out, okay. As soon as Riley gets up out the way, all is on. They all knew that in the middle of the season last year. As soon as we get 13
he slipped up and said it's the first true competition. Yeah, you might as well just said you had to.
Come on, Left.
Because we had to pay for that past transgression because it was too egregious. It was too egregious.
Really, Steve is the only one. Steve is the only one that. No, Steve and Tyler. Tyler was a victim of
Tyler an apology
of an unfair competition. He made Tyler move on to Alabama. Well, he didn't make him, but
just to come back and play punt return.
He's with the wide receivers now. Hey, I wouldn't mind. I would keep it a buck. If Tyler Buckner can catch a punt, I wouldn't mind seeing Tyler back there running back punts.
I need to put a D1 5-star guy back there. That's my goal. But
what 5-star did they bring in that you want to put back there?
The last thing we have to fix before Marcus Freeman leaves is that punt return. I know it's the last on the list right now.
You gonna
We
write a
talked
manifesto to
I know
Marcus
we talked
Freeman.
about, yeah. I know we
Even
talked
after he
about
wins the
Kenny not
national
being the story.
championship, like, hey, you still got one thing to give us before you go.
Yeah, one thing, yeah. Y'all talk about Kenny not being the story. That punt returner isn't a story. And it's a crime.
But it needs to be a story.
But it needs the at some point now. I'm not gonna try to put that over the quarterback or the receiver or the D lineman. But we not taking it off the docket either. Maybe one Wednesday in the middle of the summer.
I would keep it a buck. This third shift show is all right. I like because the vibe is the chat is lit. We're used to doing morning shows, but right now is this third or second? This is second shift.
Yeah,
This is second shift. This second shift show is okay. Getting ready to go into third shift.
yeah,
It's
I'm
all
telling
right.
you, man.
I like the vibes.
That's the one thing that if it's another side mission, you talk about side mission as a head coach, get you a punt returner, dog. Just
Heck, I want the place kicking. I want the place kicking to be
the place
consistent as
kicking
well.
tough too. The place. How do you go a whole season with a kicker with a hurt hamstring? See, that's the other thing. Maybe we need to take those 2
Okay,
weeks.
Coach Picks.
Yeah. Yeah. The receivers.
Hey man, I'll take another CJ Sanders. I'll take him.
Yeah. But that's the funny part. You say we're so talented and then do that at punt returner. What are we
That's wild. That is crazy. That's
you don't put
crazy
Cam
work.
Williams back there. You
That's
don't
crazy
put
work.
like, dang, we are extremely talented, and then do Boston, Massachusetts back there. Like,
Not Boston, Massachusetts. Not Boston, Massachusetts. What do you have against Boston?
or just
Not Boston, Massachusetts. But he said, man, he's not in a rush, left. Which, look, they talk every day. He just said it. We talk after every practice. We talk to him after every practice. So
I don't like the fact that he said that he doesn't have a goal in mind or a date in mind. That's the wrong answer.
I know, but he's not gonna tell you, Left. He's gonna tell you what you need to hear. He's not gonna tell you.
Tell the media.
He's not telling you what they talk about.
Yeah, he need to say, look, Marcus Freeman would have been better off saying, I got a date in mind, but there is a goal and there is a date. Talking about, I'm gonna just let it go until someone identify. No, don't play with your career like that, coaching. Talking about, I'm gonna let it play out till somebody. They're not gonna identify. You have to guide it.
Man, relax. He's not playing with his career, man. Relax.
And it is playing with you. Okay, that's like you gonna cross the street, or you gonna kind of let it play out. No, cross the street. Don't be playing in traffic. Cross the street, get to the other side, which means have a goal, have a date. Don't talk about you just gonna let it play out, and then if no. Having a date, you're not frustrated. Having a deadline is like do or die. Let's go. Let's make it happen. Because I guess what the quarterbacks want? A date. They want to know when is the last day I can make an impression. They do it in the league with the preseason games. They let you know in this last preseason game, that's it. You make the team or you don't make the team. Last day of spring, that's it. This is my starter. Because you need that guy, whoever's starting, to have the utmost confidence. Because that's the only thing that's going to get him through. Don't go week before the game talking about, well, I don't know. We got 3 guys. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It's 4 losses right there. If you go into the game, if you go into the season 2 weeks before the season not knowing your quarterback, you are automatically signing on to 4 losses. Automatically. It's like a universal rule of football. If you are 2 weeks before the game, you are automatically losing 4 games that season. It's the rule of thumb. What they say, for every 1 egg is 2 parts flour. For every 2 quarterbacks, 2 weeks before the game, it's 4 losses. automatically. So I hope that whoever identifies themselves, but at the same time, what do you, Marcus Freeman, want out of the offense? That's why the deadline needs to be important. I need to find the guy that's going to do this, because that's going to make the difference in who's going to be playing quarterback. I need a guy in the 20 going in that's throwing the ball in the end zone. That's specific. That's how you find who the starter is. Don't go in there just saying, oh, we just going to see. No. When it's third down day or it's blitz pickup day, I need a guy that's going to be 80%. Period. Because if he's not looking at those kind of things, then he's going to play the sexier thing, which is talent, in my opinion. I need a guy from now until the day of the game to be 75% outside the hashes. That's going to let you know right there. So I do think Marcus Freeman needs to be very specific about what he wants to see from the quarterback going into this year, because I believe that will obviously make him very, very confident in who he's going to pick. If he doesn't, I just think it opens the door to too much unknown and doesn't help the quarterback use that specific ability that he's good at to lead the team. Because the quarterback's got to know where we're trying to go. If you just got me starting because, I'm the sexiest pick and I don't know where I got to take this team, you got to give the quarterback somewhat a challenge. You got to take this team from here to here. 2016, SHAUN had to take the team that was young and inexperienced from an 8-4 to a 10-3 or 10-2. We went from 8-4 or what we go 10-2 to 4-8 because the goal wasn't defined well enough. It was just we're gonna take the sexier pick, and we was 4-8. But it was like, okay, we need this to be the starter has to do this, and this. It's a better way of picking because that's what you want to see. So Marcus Freeman has to have a direction of what he wants the offense to look like. Last year, what did he tell you? We wanted to be physical. We want to run. We want to win the trenches. That's our identity. Every year is a different team. But this is a quarterback-led one. So what do you want to see from your quarterback in your passing game? The same way you described the running game. I want to see air, ball down the field, big plays, accurate. That's what I want to see. So it's no different. Don't sit and then tell me backhandedly, oh, we gonna let it play out. Well, what are they playing for? We're gonna go in there and just shoot the house up with the AK, or we're gonna go in there with the silencers and the red dots and all that. We're gonna get the targeted thing. That's how you do it. It's no different in marketing. The more niche and more specific your target audience is, the more sales you'll get. If you are targeting or have a product and you're doing it for kids between the ages of 8 and 12 that love baseball but only hit left-handed, and the thing is geared specifically for them and it's hot gear and all that, the more specific you got it, the better. Because now you know who you're talking to. So this offense and Denbrock is out there he loves the availability of all three, but what is he trying to do? What is he trying to do? So I'm excited to see how this plays out. I just hope it doesn't drag out. And Marcus Freeman gave me drag out vibes with some of the things he said in his speech.
Lucky Lefty podcast, man. Let that man live, man.
No,
Let him talk his coach speak, bro.
no. If he win a championship, you can hit me with the coach speak. Because then I'd be like, oh, that's good old Marcus Freeman just buttering y'all up. Just buttering, letting it marinate.
Oh man. Let's see. Next up for Marcus Freeman, he talked about having to respond to playing late with his scheduling, playing late into the season all the way to January 20th, and how it impacts this spring physically.
I just look at all the pros, and again, that's how I look at life and look at every situation we're in. There's pros, and to be able to play in the national championship game and have the season we had last year is obviously it did a tremendous amount for this football program, and I think for us it's the ability to not shy away from some of the success we had last year, and I have a strong belief in your past creates the foundation for your present. That's what I told our players, is that the experience that you've had in the past must create this new foundation for the present and help you prepare for the opportunities that lie ahead. And so we have to use some of the experience, the goods, the bads that we've went through last year to make sure that our foundation is higher as a football program in March and spring of 2025 than it was of 2024. And it's important that we understand that, even if you're a transfer, right? And you'll always hear me talk about expectations and relationships. And, they're in a relationship with us. So they went through last year with us, no matter if they were physically with us or not. And it's important that they see some of the highs and the lows, but the lessons that we learned last year so they can use that to set their foundation for this 25 season. And so we have to use every experience that we had in 2020.
Got to use it all. You have to use it all. Don't run from it. That's what I love. It doesn't seem like Marcus Freeman is running from the smoke or running from the spotlight. He is embracing the fact that he knows he has a good team. He knows the expectations have been lifted. And it's time to go do it.
Yeah, he's
simple as that.
Another chance, another stab at it. And maximizing the guys that he's got is just premium. And I think if anybody, Marcus Freeman has proven this is another critical step in the window of building a championship team. I think the window's still open, but you got to address the things that we needed to address, and getting transfers. That's the intention behind it. So if we were lacking in the area and you a transfer and you looking to be that area filler, and the team's going to be on a different outlook, but can Marcus Freeman adjust to that? Going from a defensively led team to an offensively led team. Can his coaching decisions be more favored offensively than defensively? We went for a lot of block punts, which means we give up a lot of field position if we don't block it. It's not an offensive friendly thing. Are we as aggressive in the special teams department because we need field position for our offense that we look to score more points with because we look to be better? So that's just a whole nother shift in how you go about it. I would hate to be so aggressive with special teams and then be pinned all the time with a first-year starter who's not experienced like Riley was, right, or Sam was. So that changes how you think about the game, your gamesmanship.
Jason Onye returned. Kevin Bauman returned. Both coming back. One for mental, the other one for physical. Coach Freeman talked about their return and their importance coming up during this season.
I'm more than anything proud that both of them are out there. You're talking about one recovering from a physical injury and one from a mental health injury, and I'm proud that both of them have put the work in to be able to go out there and be a part of this football program. And those are really good football players. And we'll see how they practice and what that means for the season. But I'm as of today, I'm proud to see both of those guys out there and the work they put in to get to this point, because I know there's a tremendous amount of work that, who cares what you do football. And again, I think we'll need both of them. I do. I think both of them will help this team, but who cares? Like, credit to you for putting the work in to be out there for spring practice.
And see, that's why I tell fans to relax, man. You hear all these people making predictions and saying and forecasting who can do this and who can do that. You know, all these kids are developing. They're developing on the field, and we can't forget that they're developing off the field as well. They're developing into young ladies and young men on these college campuses. And if you've been on a college campus, you know what that's like. You're going to make mistakes. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to have good days. They're going to have bad days. You already know this. So give them some grace. And if you have some time, give them some of your prayers and your thoughts as well. Because growing up is a difficult task, just in general. You start adding football, athletics, and the rigorous academics of Notre Dame to it. Oh, it can be stressful. It could be stressful and it could test you. But just from a football standpoint, understand. This is the one message you get from tonight. You're going to hear a lot of things over the next couple of weeks about individual players, units, and everything. Relax. Let's all relax. Let's enjoy having a great football team, a deep, talented football team. Let's enjoy it. We haven't been here in a while. We haven't had this feeling as a fan base in a long time. Let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy it. As I said earlier in the show, take all the information, keep it in your mental Rolodex, and then let everything play out. You'll get to see or get to hear the media talk about the full scrimmage, and then you'll get to hear the media watch, or the media will watch along with you guys on April 12th what this team shows in the blue and gold game. And then we can start really digging deep into what we've seen and what we've heard, because we'll have more of a full picture. Until then, enjoy the tidbits. Be positive about everything. You know, send prayers that, injuries stay away from this team, that they have a healthy spring camp, and that they go into fall camp rocking and rolling. Because if they're healthy, they're going to be an extremely dangerous team.
Extremely.
On both sides of the ball. If they are healthy, they're going to be an extremely dangerous team on both sides of the ball. Period.
Who's your dark horse?
For what position, or like what side of the ball?
From an impact player standpoint.
Who is my dark horse from an impact player standpoint?
Who's your Leonard Moore, basically?
Doesn't have to be a freshman.
No, just
Kingston.
out of nowhere.
Kingston. He might not fit the criteria out of nowhere, but he's gonna take off, bro. Him and Drake in that middle, it's gonna be a problem. Kingston is about to do some things. He's about to do some things. I think Logan Thomas is going to be like that as a redshirt freshman.
Logan, okay.
Think you watch out for Logan Thomas as well.
What about Kenny Urlacher?
Nah, I don't see being Leonard Moore type. I think he's gonna make some plays, but just down to down, being a lockdown type. That's why when you said Leonard Moore impact, bro, that's.
But you said we got the talent, though.
We do have a talent. I just gave you two people. What? I just gave you two kids. What else? You asked me a question.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying it should be, you should be excited to have another Leonard Moore in the tank.
Look, Kenny Urlacher is not Leonard Moore, though.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not too many Leonard Moores. Well, heck, We said it wasn't too many Benjamin Morrisons, and then he went and found Leonard Moore. So hey, it could it be Creed Thomas? Could it be Bronte? Could it be Dallas Golden?
Yeah, who could?
Could it be Jadon Blair? I mean, now who knows? Shout out to Eric Spadell. Appreciate you for the super chat. Shout my LL brothers and nation. We going back to the Natty. We have no team to fear. Go Irish. Shout out to you, Eric. Thank you for tapping in. Shout out to everybody for tapping in, man. Second shift. We love you guys sticking it out with us this summer. Not this summer, but this off season with second shift. Marcus Freeman ended the first half talking about first thoughts on Chris Ash at practice, new defensive coordinator.
I've known Coach Ash for quite a while. He was defense coordinator at Ohio State with Luke Fickell. Got to know him, and we spent some time together after his tenure as head coach at Rutgers. And so I've got to know him personally before we hired him as the defensive coordinator. I've been extremely pleased. Probably more than anything is the leadership, the ability to get 3 position coaches that have been here to be teammates. And I've been really pleased with that. Our coaching staff is close. Our defensive coaching staff has spent a lot of time together. That we were going to do similar things that we've done in the past and maybe some things that are different. In order to get on the same page, you have to spend time together. And I'm really pleased with the leadership coming from that defensive staff, the camaraderie, the unity. And, it's all going to reflect in the way our defense plays. And I'm really, really happy with that entire defense, but especially what Coach Ash has done.
He's been here a short time, but I think he has, I would say, a quiet day, which is a great thing. When it goes right in line with what he said, like, I'm coming in here to join and coach the Notre Dame defense that already exists. No need to come in and rock the boat. No need to recreate the wheel. This thing is already in motion. The talent is here. It's my job to come in and coach it.
Well, he was never like the Bill Belichick of anything, right? He's more of a player personnel guy.
You talking about where he was with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I mean, he was with that fine organization down in Jacksonville, but
I don't know about fine, but I mean,
oh, you're right. We spectacular. What we say he was top? It was top 10, top 10.
I don't know about spectacular either, but
I mean, an elite franchise in itself, and I just think
you keep going in the wrong direction with the adjectives, but you can go ahead. You're missing the mark on the adjectives, but go ahead.
It was just an AFC championship in 2017.
8 years ago? Is that even allowed?
When did Chicago been to it?
Are we even allowed to mention AFC championship games from like 8 years ago?
I'm just saying, Saxonville. You remember the name? You remember?
You talking about when you had Blake Bortles as quarterback?
We made Blake Bortles better.
Okay. All right. You say so.
Trubisky.
If you say so. See, you know what the difference is between you and I, Left? I'm honest about my team. You're
honest. I was saying facts.
I call the Bears trash all the time. You're the one. Well, you're a LeBron fan, so I understand how you like to paint narratives. That's what you do.
God. What narrative does LeBron have to paint?
Anything connected to him being a GOAT is a narrative. Anything. Man, let's finish the show because I don't want to. He's not even worth my breath. I don't talk to third. I don't talk to people in third place. I don't talk about people in third place.
Who else is
in? But go ahead. You were saying.
Third place is crazy.
I'm just saying. I'll go ahead and answer the question from Newt Life since
he threw me off. My bad. He threw me off. He talking about third. Oh, where's the second? Okay.
So Newt Life.
The
Did I
Debbie
see?
Houston is a
Look, Noob Life. Maybe you joined in late, so I'm going to give you the theme of this show, so that Notre Dame fans can actually enjoy this entire spring. You're big as hell, you're fast as hell, and you're deep as hell. So yes, Devin Houston, as Marcus Freeman said, he was asked, why was Devin Houston moved to the offensive line? And Marcus Freeman said, so he could get a chance to play. Yes, they're that deep, they're that big, and they're that talented on the defensive line. It's as simple as that. Yes. Yes. There is no path to him getting to play. They go 8 deep at least before you get to Devin Houston. I'm gonna keep it a buck. 8 deep. The 2 transfers, Onye, Rubio, Heinisch, Vernon, Sevillano
got to show something, man. All that big bumping of his
Muka.
gums he was doing, he gotta show us this year, because
He
what
was
is
the back. He was a. Well, I just told he's a freshman. Man, relax. I just told the fans to relax. And here
Relax.
you go. He got to show us something. Let this dude develop, man. Let him
He did
develop.
last year. Yeah.
Oh no, let me count the names off. So we got Elijah and Dawson, the 2 transfers. That's 2. Onye 3, Rubio 4, Heinisch 5, Vernon 6, Sevillano 7, Mukum 8. That's 8 deep. Yeah, Devin Houston. Who is he beating?
No, I said the same thing.
Who is he beating? Who? This is
But y'all get mad at me when I talk about Canada. Okay.
oh, this is why I say left. Enjoy. It's been a while since we've been here. I'll venture to say this.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, true.
It's been a while. You have not had a team this deep. First of all, this team is deeper than any team that Left ever played on. Left might roll his eyes right quick, but I'm being honest.
Hold on.
This team is deeper than any team Left played on.
That's all time out. That's
Tell me the team y'all went 8 deep on the interior defensive line.
15.
Name them. Name them.
Who do we have? No, 13 and 15. Because 13, we had a bunch of dudes. We had Tuitt, we had Nix, we had Sheldon, we had Eshak, we had Ben Council, we had because Ben Council was playing the edge. We had
No, I said tackle. I just named 8 tackles. I didn't even talk about the defensive ends. I just named 8 tackles. Noob Life asked me why
Yeah.
Devin
Okay,
Houston
you're right.
is
Somebody got
defensive
yeah,
tackle
we
over to the
yeah.
offensive line. I just named 8 tackles. That makes him the 9th tackle
Yeah.
if he had stayed.
Yeah, we haven't had that. Yeah.
That's a 4 deep just in defensive tackles.
That's deep. Yeah.
And he said, thank you, Noob Life. Back in the day, Houston would have been in the 2 deep. Yes, he would have.
Yes, he would have.
Yes, he would have. Notre Dame just went to the national championship game with the second and third, well, their 1 and 2 defensive ends. I'm going to say that again.
Yeah.
They just went to the national championship game with the backup defensive ends and their backups. And they all returned. Notre Dame fans, sleep good tonight. Sleep good tonight. Stop worrying about who's going to win the competition. Stop. Enjoy the tidbits. Enjoy this practice. Enjoy the scrimmage.
It's gonna be better for sure.
Enjoy everything. I'm gonna tell you again. Your team is hella big. Your team is hella fast, and your team is hella deep. That's all you need to know the entire spring. I don't care what information you hear. Let it confirm that your team is hella big, hella fast, and hella deep with a hell of a head coach and staff. That's all you need to know. It's going to be a great spring. It's going to be a fantastic summer. The recruits are going to start rolling in, and it's going to lead to a great season in the fall. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. I thought I had the Devontae Smith clip rolled up for today. It's going to be on tomorrow, but I will answer the question. Had a question earlier about Devontae Smith, and, you know, is he as good as Jordan Clark? I'm going to say I think he's more athletic than Jordan Clark. We'll see what he does when the lights turn on, or when the lights turn on week one. But he's more athletic and bigger than Jordan Clark. So you take that for what it's worth. If there's one thing that Mike Mickens can do, he can go find nickelbacks. Thomas Harper was good. Jordan Clark was good. I expect Devontae Smith, who has a relationship going all the way back to Cincinnati with Marcus Freeman. Matter of fact, I think he's an Ohio guy left, if I'm not mistaken. He's an Ohio guy. So, hey, second shifters, we appreciate you guys. Lock in with us. We'll be back on tomorrow, probably around 6:30 Central in that area. I'll post it on social media. Oh, man, Ed, appreciate you, my brother. Man, thank you for the super sticker, or the super chat. I'm sorry. Great show, fellas. Ed3, we appreciate you, fam. Hey, everybody out there, man, you guys continue to be blessed, man. Continue to be blessed. Continue to love on one another. Love on your families. And always know that the best is still yet to come for your life. Always. All right? For Left, SD2 Mics, we enjoyed talking about the first practice, and we enjoyed talking about Marcus Freeman's press conference. We'll have the second half tomorrow and much more information right here, Lucky Lefty Podcast. Make sure you continue to spin it different.